welcome. My name is Brian Caplen. I'm editor of The Banker magazine. And we're here in Tokyo at the annual meetings of the World Bank and IMF. I'm here with Mr. Igor Finogenov, who's the chief executive of the Eurasian Development Bank. And Igor, the bank was set up in 2006. So you're a new bank, obviously, but you have had a little bit of a chance to get established now. What would you say were your main achievements during those first 6 years?
So now we have 6 country members, and so we are very active in these countries. At the moment we have assets of about more than $4 billion, and we're expanding our activities now. And I should say that establishing of custom union and common economic space give a new impact to our activity, and we're going forward with our projects in infrastructure, energy, agriculture, and other branches of industries in our member countries.
Okay, and just remind us, because not everybody will remember, you have 6 member countries, and which ones are they?
So they are Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan.
Okay, and there has been talk that other countries would like to join. I mean, first of all, are you interested in having new members, and can you tell us which countries are interested?
Yes, really, I was pleased to know that other countries expressed some interest in participating in our activities, and some of them want to or considering to be our members. These countries, for example, as Mongolia, Vietnam, even some European countries express interest in working much closer with our bank, and maybe in future they can be our members, because they see the potential of the whole region, and they want to be closer to this region with their activities, with their businesses also.
Okay, now we're here in Japan, obviously in Asia. Obviously very important for a bank like yours to have access to capital markets and raise new funds. Do you see a lot of the money in future coming from the Asian region?
I see that even from the whole state of economies in this region, we see that economies growing more quickly than in other regions, and even now in these turbulent times, the economy is going forward in this region, and so we hope that we can raise financing for our activities in these regions, and we hope it will be successful. But even now, sometime it's about 3 weeks ago, we raised some financing by Eurobonds, and we know that about 20% of our Eurobonds were bought by Asian investors.
Okay, now when you go into the capital markets, it's always very important to have a rating, isn't it, from the international rating agencies. So can you tell us about your rating? And obviously everybody likes to have their rating upgraded, so give me a sort of view on how you think your rating, what it is now, and how it will progress in future.
Now we have a rating A- for S&P and BBB+ from other agencies, and so we want to be upgraded, and so I should say that we're a rather young organization, but we have some history even of quality of our assets. We have a good quality of our assets because I think we have good expertise in working in this not very simple environment in the countries of our activities. And so I think the investors and rating agencies will see that this expertise is high, and they can upgrade our ratings. Even now, when the situation in the whole world and in the region is not maybe so wonderful, but we see that our assets have good quality.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about, really. I mean, what are the sort of major economic challenges for the Eurasian region, and how much are you linked into what's happening in the rest of the world?
I told that even the fact of creating the custom union and common economic space give a new impact for our for our activities, because some the investors see the market, a big market for about 1,080 million people, with a GDP of more than $2 trillion in the region, and so they want to start some investment projects in this region. And we have also some interest from Asian investors. And one of the reasons of presence in Tokyo is also to speak with these Asian investors who are interested in energy projects, in infrastructure projects, because also our member countries have good potential in developing infrastructure, and even transition potential for the goods delivery from Asia to Europe is very good for our countries.
Okay, and one last thing. I gather the Eurasian Development Bank actually does make a profit. Is that correct? I mean, presumably your aim is not specifically to make a profit, but it's to carry out development lending without losing money.
Yeah, so it's our principle to to have profit that will give to us and to our investors, see that our assets are good, but so we spend a lot to, for example, to analytic works, and I think that in some areas we have very good expertise, for example in water regulations of the region and some other, so we spend a lot of money to these activities, non-profit activities. All our projects are economically sound, and so we never invest in projects that economically cannot be financed by the bank.
Igor Finogenov, Chief Executive of Eurasian Development Bank, thank you very much for explaining your strategy for the bank, and best of luck with raising money here in Asia. Thank you.
My pleasure.